take scrap yarn that I have literally just filling up in a bucket, and I'm going to create this draft blocker for a door, or you can use it for windows to save energy and keep the heat inside of your house. So as you can see here, I have this is just a small sampling of just leftover scrap yarn that I have, and I don't want it to go to waste. So I remember growing up when I was a kid, and we had these draft blockers that we put along the door, and they work. So it just came to me, you know, with such high prices of energy prices, etc. I said, let me make this. So I'm super excited. I'm using my 22 needle Centro, and I'm just going to add the little rolls here. And as I go along, when you get to the end of your yarn, you want to make sure you leave about an inch or two, well, probably 2 to 3 inches of yarn, so you can tie the next piece that you're putting in. So I always do a round, and then I stop and I make sure I tie my two ends together. And because this is going to be long, so a typical door measures up to 36-40 inches long. If you're making something and you don't know how many rows that you need, 7 rows equals about 1 inch. So I need to make this, again, about 40 inches, I believe I measured for my door. My door is a little bit bigger. So again, measure your door before you begin, so you know how long you need to make your draft blocker. And especially if you're going to put this in a window, obviously a window is going to be smaller. I'm just going to speed this up along, tie as I go, and you do see me using my drill at times here. I wanted to make this, so enjoy the sped up version. While this is also going, I don't know if you saw my other video that I just posted, how to make socks with your 22 needle Centro, and someone had put in the comments, can you make other things in your 22 Centro? Absolutely. You can make scarves, you can make this draft blocker, you can obviously make socks. I've made snowballs, I've made stuffed animals with these. There are a ton of things that you can make. So I finished with my knitting portion. Again, I think I did 40 inches. And I'm just going to finish one end off, just like you finish a hat. And I've seen some people make these look like a little snake and put eyes on them and a mouth, so you can get super creative. I'm just making this as a door blocker for me, a draft blocker. So I'm just enjoying the colors. I'm just going to secure the bottom. And I think the hardest thing with this being so long is actually stuffing it. So you figure out the easiest way it is for you. And people can use beans, you can use leftover yarn, anything you want to stuff this with. I just used your regular pillow stuffing. I think this took me about 30 minutes to make, and I was able to use some scrap yarn that's just been sitting in my little container here. I was able to fill it. With this, I think most important is you want to grab about the same amount of filler in your hand at the same time so you don't get any lumps and big bumps, and just adjust as you go. So there it is. I'm just going to secure the end, and voila, I have a draft blocker. Especially with how expensive it is to keep your house warm. I hope you enjoyed this quick little cute tutorial.